We heard her a moment ago. Now she's not coming through. Nope, we can't hear you.
Hold on.
Yep, now we can hear you. Start all over
Now
again.
you can hear me? Okay. I just plugged in my earphones a bit better. Okay. So first of all, welcome to all these wonderful new faces. We're thrilled that you're joining, and we're happy to give you the opportunity to just get a little bit of an introduction about what the professional conference is going to be. So I have the great honor to talk to you a little bit about, what is all this about with regard to networking. And following from me, Ellen and Joy will be talking more about some of the specific components about the program. Now, I don't want to start off in a negative way, but however many hours that Joy and Ellen have put into putting the most amazing program together, and it really is varied. At the end of the day, people tend to say that the best thing about these conferences is the networking. So the great program, in varied program, is really important, and people love listening to the lectures and being part of the workshops. But I do want to stress this amazing opportunity for you to meet professionals, not only in your own professional track, but professionals from JCCs throughout. And I really want to encourage you to think from the very beginning of going, whether you're going with a big delegation from your own JCC or just one or two people or even on your own, that part of the amazing experience of the conference is getting to know other people. When you arrive at the conference, there are going to be almost 500 people there, and perhaps 350 of them have been to previous conferences, and there'll be lots of hugging and kissing in the corridors, and it's a bit like going into a drunk's party when you're completely sober, right? So what you have to do is brace yourself and say, you know what, give me a couple of hours and I'm going to be hugging and kissing and saying hi to people. And I really, really want to encourage you guys to do that, because it just makes it much more of a richer experience. We know over and over again that the talk in the, in the coffee lounge and in the bars or, over breakfast really can be really rich and engaging conversations. So what we're going to ask you to do is to make sure you bring lots of your business cards with you. That's rule number one. And if you don't have business cards, if you can try and get some made, it's a great way of sharing and keeping in touch with people. The learning community that you're going to become part of is a really rich learning community, and we hope that it will continue way beyond the conference itself. Rule number two is don't be shy. Everybody's in the same situation. Everybody's there for the same reason, to learn from each other, to get to know each other, and to moan about our work together and brag about our work together. So try not to be shy. Be prepared to go up to people you haven't yet met. Introduce yourself. Wear your name tags. First of all, you need to wear your name tags for security reasons, and it just also makes it so much easier when introducing yourself, and there's not that awkward silence when someone says, oh, what's your name again? So we encourage you to do that. There are a couple of times when there's lunch on your own or dinner on your own. And we definitely don't want people to feel that they are on their own if they're not coming with a delegation. So there are always going to be members of staff around, and perhaps on that first morning, if you feel that one of those meals that you're going to be on your own that you don't want to be, we're going to help arrange it so that you don't have to be on your own unless you want to be. But we're pretty convinced that after being in your job tracks, which are also smaller, more intimate meetings, you're going to immediately find like a cohort of people that you're comfortable with, but encourage you to get to know other people as time goes on. So at least you now have a few friendly faces, we hope. We'll see you on the first day of the conference. Get lots of sleep beforehand, because there's not much time to sleep at the conference. And we look forward to seeing you in Orlando. Ellen, over to you.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the logistics of ProCon and planning ahead. So the first step is you're going to want to download the ProCon app. Now, before we get lots of questions in the chat box about the ProCon app, I'd like to explain that you haven't heard anything about it yet. Soon, you will be receiving an e-blast, and also the information will be up on the website about how to download the app. Also, when you come to professional conference, it will be plastered everywhere. One of the really great things about the ProCon app is you're going to be able to see the full schedule of everything going on, and you'll be able to take it and say, that looks really interesting. I'd like to go to this session. I know my colleagues are going to that one, and you'll be able to highlight sessions and make your own schedule from the big master one. So make sure that when you receive the email with the instructions about the app, to go ahead and do that, or at the very least, download it as soon as you get to the conference. And like I said, there'll be instructions everywhere. Also, at this point, we know that you're registered for professional conference because that's how you're attending this webinar. And what I'd recommend is if you're excited and you want to know more about the sessions, go on the website. On the website, you can find the schedule. It is up to date, and you'll be able to see on there different keynotes, different choose your owns, the job track sessions. And I'd highly recommend ahead of time sitting with your colleagues that you'll be attending ProCon with and planning ahead a little bit which choose your owns you're each going to go to. It won't make sense for all of you to attend the same choose your own. We have a lot of exciting sessions, and collect the handouts at the different sessions and then share them with each other. Tell each other what you've learned. So take some time and plan ahead. So you heard me mention choose your owns. Now, some of you may already know what all these different things mean, but I'm just going to take a few minutes and go through each type of session and give you some examples and how you can really start thinking ahead about these different things. So the first type of session, you'll hear it called a plenary or a keynote. That's the same thing. It's a session for everyone at the conference. Everybody's invited to it. It's in the big ballroom. We have a lot of exciting keynotes. We have one on each day. A couple that I wanted to tell you about. So on Sunday at 1 p.m., we'll be having Archie Gottesman from Jew Belong, and she'll be talking about how to make Judaism your own. I have personally heard Archie speak before. She's very dynamic and exciting, and we think she's going to do really great. Another keynote that I'm really excited about on Tuesday morning, Dr. Deborah Gilboa is going to be doing a keynote on resiliency. This is going to focus on the prevention, response, and reconciliation tools so that you can build resilience in both yourself and your other staff at the JCC. So I highly recommend attending all the keynotes. Like I said, they are for everyone. The second type of session I'd like to speak about is a job track session. When you registered, you had to choose your primary job track. There are probably some of you on this webinar right now that have jobs that kind of fit into job tracks, and we asked you to pick one. What we'd recommend you do, if you're in a position where you're considering attending more than one job track, at your first job track session that you've registered for, your job track leader is going to tell you about all of the sessions. At that time, it would be a good idea to decide which session you think you'll miss and go towards another job track. It's important that when you're attending, first that you tell your job track leader which one you think that you're going to skip. And then when you attend the other job track, please make sure that you introduce yourself to the job track leader for that session. Next, choose your own. I have to say, I have a personal attachment to these sessions as I'm the person who organized all of them. Our choose your own sessions are electives. They are open to anyone. They are all different range of topics. And as I mentioned before, it is definitely worthwhile for you to do a little bit of research ahead of time and talk to your colleagues about which ones sound interesting so that you can split up and really gain the most from those sessions. And then finally, we have invite-only sessions. Now, some of you have already received notice from emails or phone calls from different people letting you know that you'll be invited to an invite-only session. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay. When you get to registration, you're going to receive lots of information. You'll get your name badge. You're going to get all this different stuff. And one of the things that may be included is an invite to a session. Now, that could be during the day. It may be a breakfast meeting. All of that will be clarified when you get to registration. And if you have any questions about it, you can definitely ask any of the registration staff or any of the other JCC Association staff you see around professional conference. Now I'm going to pass it to Joy, and she's going to tell you all about other ProCon things.
Thanks, Ellen, and thanks, Sarah. Hi, everyone. We're so excited that you're coming to the professional conference. So everybody always wants to know about food, and here we are talking about food. Our exhibit hall is the place where we will have our coffee breaks, and in the evenings there'll be appetizers and alcoholic beverages. You'll be receiving invitations and drink coupons that you can use to give to the bartenders for those kinds of events. We also, in the vendor hall, will be our dessert reception after our lunch. And that's sort of the place that you'll be mingling with other people and also meeting all of our vendors. We have over 60 vendors, and we're hoping that you'll be able to take advantage of all the different vendor times that we have so that you can visit those vendors, take home really great pricing, take back information for people back at your JCC. And there's also a time when you visit a vendor, they are going to give you a raffle ticket. And some of the vendors have provided really great raffle prizes that we will be raffling off on Tuesday afternoon. So all of that happens in the exhibit hall during the entire time. Job track dinners are on Sunday evening. When you registered for the conference, you had an opportunity to sign up for your job track dinner and pay at that time. If you have a question about whether you did that or not, you can go back into your registration and check to make sure that you registered for your job track dinner, or you can speak with your job track leader. All of your job track leader's information is on your job track page on the website, or you can contact one of us, and our contact information will be on the screen at the end of the webinar today. We also have breakfast meetings. Some meetings are closed. We have some times when there are special groups that are meeting, but some meetings are also open to anyone to attend. Most of the meetings are times when people are getting together to hear about something that's not very specific to a job track, and therefore it wasn't included in the time slots of the job tracks. Or it might be when two groups are joining together, like there's a breakfast meeting for special needs and camp, inclusion at camp. And so that might be something that interests you. So check the app and check the website for all of those special breakfast meetings. Many of them are the kind of meeting where you will bring your breakfast with you to the meeting. I'm going to explain a little bit about how that happens as well. So for breakfast, we have breakfast coupons. The coupons are worth $10. And in the hotel, you can either use the $10 coupon to buy something at what they're calling, it's a grab and go. It's called Light Bite. And there's going to be all different kinds of breakfast foods available there. Or you can use it towards purchasing a sit-down breakfast at Cafe Matisse, which is like a restaurant in the hotel. There's also a Starbucks coffee lounge that you could use your breakfast coupon for that as well. So if you're going to a breakfast meeting, they start very early in the morning at 7 o'clock. Be up early, get your breakfast coupon out, grab your breakfast, and bring it with you to that meeting. So the conference-wide lunch is on Monday. That's for everyone. You're going to see 550 people in the room sitting and having lunch and listening to our awards presentations. Many of you come from JCCs who are receiving awards for program excellence. And we're also highlighting people with longevity in the JCC field. So you won't want to miss that luncheon. And then directly after the lunch is a dessert reception right in the vendor hall right next door. There's a couple of times when you have meals on your own. So Monday night is dinner and a movie. It is in the convention, in the hotel, and it's all included with your registration. So we're hoping that you're going to do that. And then Tuesday night dinner is on your own, as well as Tuesday lunch. So there's, as I mentioned before, there's restaurants in the hotel that you can visit, or directly across the street from our hotel are a variety of different restaurants that you can go to for your meals that are not included in the conference. Make sure that you're always wearing your name tag, because that will get you into the vendor hall, it'll get you into the coffee breaks, it'll get you into the luncheon and the movie and all different kinds of events. Enough about food. We're going to talk about other things that sort of round out your experience at the conference. For those of you who like to work out in the morning, there's a small fitness center in the hotel. There's also going to be a morning run. People who like to run can meet in the lobby at 6:30, and somebody will have a route mapped out that will take you around down where our hotel is in the International Drive area. We also have 2 different workouts. On Monday, there are, Monday morning is a workout. It's a kickboxing workout as well. And on Tuesday, there's a yoga fit workout. And then we also have Monday morning a woodworking workout or workshop. So all that information is on the app, and it'll be in your schedules. You can look for that on the website as well. Some of the things you have to sign up for in advance. As an example, the first 20 people to sign up for the boxing get a free pair of boxing gloves. So be on the lookout for those kinds of special events. Make sure that you sign up if it's something that you want to attend. Then on the other end of the day, we have nighttime events. Like I mentioned, Monday night is dinner and a movie, and that'll take place right there in the hotel. And then on Tuesday night, when you have dinner on your own, please come back to the JCC conference for Club 39. We have exclusive use of the bar and restaurant area, and there'll be free drinks and karaoke and dancing, and it's just a fun time to hang out with all of your colleagues. And so all of these things sort of round out all the fun stuff that's going on at the professional conference. There is a beautiful pool and lounge area as well, so bring your bathing suit. The weather's supposed to be great. There's a hot tub. And this group, anybody that is a first timer, is invited to a meet and greet Sunday morning if you're getting into the hotel early, either the night before or the morning of Sunday. At 10:30, come on by in Salon 4 on the 2nd floor and meet Sarah and Ellen and get to know each other. We're going to do some little icebreakers so that everybody doesn't feel like they're alone or first time at the conference. We're really looking forward to meeting everybody. I'm going to turn it over to Ellen to finish wrapping up.
Great, thank you. So now I'd like to open it up to some questions. During the webinar so far, we had a few, so I'm going to answer them now. But if you have questions, now would be a great time to put them in the chat. So one of the questions that was asked is about the ProCon app. So just to reiterate, the ProCon app will be available in the App Store, just like you download any other app in your Android or iPhone, whatever kind of phone you have, as long as you don't have a flip phone. And right now, there aren't instructions yet. You will be receiving those in an e-blast. They will be put up on the site. So you'll be getting information quite soon in the next couple of weeks about it, as well as at ProCon itself. So when you arrive at registration, I promise you, you will see lots of signage that indicates how to download the app, how it works, what kind of information you can access on there. Someone asked, what is the dress code? That is a great question that we did not answer. So what we would say, you are going to see people dressed in sports clothing. You're going to see the JCC Association staff dressed quite professionally. I would recommend you want to look your best. This is an opportunity where you are doing a lot of networking. You're going to be meeting a lot of people. There's going to be executive directors there. I mean, there's a whole gamut of people. I recommend, you don't need to wear a suit, but you also probably shouldn't be walking around in jeans and a sweatshirt, or, it's Orlando, so shorts and a tank top. So look nice. You don't need to wear a suit. If you have specific questions about clothing, you can definitely email me. I'm happy to answer that more individually with what your clothing preferences are. Let's see. Who else? Is all food kosher at the conference? Joy, could you answer that question, please?
Absolutely. Yes, all the food that we are serving at the conference is kosher. There is a Glatt kosher caterer on the premises. It's called Zadie's, and it is owned by the hotel, and they are the official caterers of the conference.
Great. So someone asked, can we change job tracks if we need to? So if what you mean by that is you feel as though you're registered for the wrong job track, then yes. However, I would recommend, first, you're going to need to go into your registration and change that. Second, you should reach out to your current job track leader and let them know, as well as reaching out to the job track leader of the track that you'd like to join and letting them know as well that you are going to be changing. Now, if you're asking, I'm registered for one, but I kind of feel like I'm in two job tracks, then what I'd recommend is looking at the different job track sessions, decide ahead of time, I'm just going to pick two. Let's say that you feel you're part of membership and you're also finance. Then looking ahead at those sessions and deciding, okay, these are the membership job track sessions I'd like to go to, and these are the finance sessions I'd like to go to, and then letting those job track leaders know, either ahead of time or at the conference, that you are in kind of two job tracks. I hope that answers your question. If you have a more specific question regarding that, you can reach out to myself or Joy and we can help you out there. How many people usually attend an educational session? Well, for a job track session, that's going to be how many people are registered for the job track. We have job tracks that are really large, like our camp track and early childhood, and we have job tracks that are on the smaller side, like our IT track or our teen track. So for that, that's really dependent on the job track. In terms of the choose your own sessions, the rooms can accommodate about 40 people. We do not ask people to sign up ahead of time. So we would say that it can really go between, 10 people and 40, and it's just going to be dependent on, how many people decide to attend each session. Can I bring a non-attendee guest to an evening activity? So no, you have to have a name tag to attend an event. That person has to be registered for the conference. So if they are not somebody that is already registered, you know, they're not going to be able to get in. We have staff and security guards that stand in front of the entrances for the karaoke event, the dinner and a movie event. And if somebody tries to get in without a name tag, they are not going to be allowed into that session. So unfortunately not. Somebody asked, is continuing education credits provided? To my understanding, no. If I'm wrong about that, Joy can correct me.
No, that's correct. We are not providing continuing education credit. We can provide you with a letter that tells how many hours that you were in attendance of sessions, but we have not partnered with any accrediting organizations for continuing education.
Great. Okay, that is the last question I see. I'll just say, if there's any other questions, let's just put them in the chat box right now. I'll wait a few moments. I'll drag out my words. Okay, I don't see anything being added. If you have a very specific question and you don't feel it's appropriate for the group, please feel free to reach out to myself, Joy, or Sarah. Okay, somebody did ask a question. I'll answer that in 1 second. Please feel free to reach out to us individually if you have a question you don't want to ask in the group, and we can help you with that. Okay, 2 more questions were just asked. To register for Cage Fitness, does that happen at check-in? I'm going to pass that to Joy.
Yes, there'll be a registration sheet available for the fitness session as well as the yoga session at the registration booth. So you can do that when you pick up your registration badges and information. Registration opens at 10 o'clock on Sunday and we'll go through the entire day. Hopefully everybody will be there in time to register and also to be present for our opening keynote, which starts promptly at 1 o'clock. So please come down, pick up your registration packet, get something to eat, and then be ready to start at 1 o'clock. And the other question I see is there a list of attendees somewhere? No, not at this time, but it will be available at the registration desk. We did not ask people if they wanted to have their information given out, so we are not providing a list of attendees.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. One more question. Will we be able to check into our rooms prior to the 1 p.m. keynote?
That's a great question, and it really depends on what's in the house the night before as far as what rooms are available. So I know that there's a very big event happening in the ballrooms the night before. I don't know if those people are sleeping in the hotel that night. So the hotel is cleaning the rooms as quickly as possible. There is a bell stand where you can leave your suitcases and anything else that you brought with you so that you can attend the conference, and then you'll be able to check in after the job track session at 5 o'clock. So once we hit the ground starting at 1, we go right from the 1 o'clock plenary, and then you go right into your first job track session, and then that Sunday is rounded out with the opening of our exhibit hall. So there'll be some time in between where you'll be able to check in.
Great. Well, thank you, everybody. We are excited to see you at ProCon. And please don't forget about the meet and greet. If you'll be there in time to join us, we would love to see you. And if you won't be able to join us, please come find us and say hi. And we're excited to see you, everybody. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.